East Africa. Oh yeah, it's about 10:43 a.m. This is East Africa time. And if you're maybe the place you are, it's almost getting. Yes, just keep there. Just sleep. Just listen to the word that is coming to you this evening. And if it's afternoon, maybe you're taking your lunch there. As you take your lunch, let us share this word. Let us break this bread to the simplicity of you understanding. Oh yes, did I say my name? I have realized that this is something that I don't usually do. I don't say my name. I'm Minister Peace, or you can just simply call me Peace. Yeah, money, Peace. Yeah, money, not of the Kipis one. Yes, this is of Amani. And we're here. This is the Bread of Life coming to you right here at Blossom Diaspora Media TV. This is the only place where we say we testify to the good news of God's grace. And I believe you are ready for this. Kindly make sure that you're sharing this live broadcast to as many people as possible. Because the topic we're about to talk today is something that is speaking to our heart, deeply to our hearts. It's piercing to our hearts. So kindly share this to your fellow friends, share this to your besties, share this to family members, share it to the groups you're in here on Facebook and also on WhatsApp. Make sure that you're making this to go viral. Oh, yes. And by you doing that, I will appreciate. Oh yes, I always tell you the person who can make this go viral, it's you and I, by sharing to as many people as possible. What am I talking about when I say that our topic today is a very timely conversation? And why is it piercing to our hearts? Sorry. Have you ever thought of what really happens before you change? Yeah. And when I talk about change, this may look like something something that you're supposed to do, something that you are there. It's mandated to you to do it. But what exactly happens when a change is coming, when a transformation is coming? What exactly do happen? That is something that I want us to think about today. And when I'm talking about change, which example is it? And a very good example that you can relate with. This is peace. Let me give an example with myself. I don't want to give example with Lucy. I don't want to give example with Chico. I don't want to give example with anyone else, because what I say, why are you giving example with us? Why not yourself? Let me give this example with myself. This is peace. Peace is, and well, remember it's an example. Don't say like I said that is how peace looks like. Peace is a drunkard. Peace is doing all kind of things. Peace is, yeah, count the things. And now here peace comes, and now he now believes in God. He believes in God, and now he is now transforming. He is now transforming from the person you knew. But there was, okay, that is a story of another day. Yeah. Have I ever, by the given a testimony, or have I ever shared my story? Okay, I'll share that story one day. Now, I was giving an example using myself. And we can all relate to this. There is a drunkard, peace is drunkard, and comes to Christ. Remember, this is a guy who was drunkard. And now peace comes, to a place of understanding that I'm now in. Is it upon his ability? Is it upon him to change? Or is it upon the person Christ who have taken him from the behaviors of drunkenness, from the behaviors of all with that kind of manner, now to a place of changing? I want you to ask yourself that question. Does it have to do with you as peace, with you as our viewers to change, or does it have to do with Christ? And definitely that is why I'm telling you, before the heart softens, before we come to a place of transformation, what exactly happens? Before fear loses its grip, something must happen first. And this again, that is why we are coming up with this question. Does it have to do with our own effort? Or does it have to do with Christ's efforts? That is the answer that we're gonna have by the end of this show. What is the revelation about these? Because, sorry about that. Let me tell you one thing. You see, your view of God shapes you. The way you view God shapes you. And that is why we are not in hurry. I want this to get in our hearts and understand this. But the view that you have of God shapes you, shapes everything about your life, shapes everything, how you see things, how you relate to the people, how you relate with things, how you relate with the transformation itself. That is the view that you do have. If we get a very distorted picture, and I believe I touched that yesterday, you'll get a very distorted life. If you get a very distorted picture of God, you'll have a very distorted life. Yeah? A clear Christ-centered revelation produces transformation. So that tells us there is a change, yes, and there is then a transformation. So then a transformation, we get this is a process. It doesn't have to do, it is not a one time. Yes, it can happen. Again, I don't want you to limit. I don't want you to be like, peace limited. These things cannot happen. Yes, it can happen. A person can be drunken and boom, transformation happens and change. He's no longer taking that thing. But transformation is a process. While in this process, is it your effort or Christ's efforts? I know the reason why I'm saying there is a place where we are heading to, because I know as we were growing up, I know we all understand this, that there is that verse that you all read, that you need to act with your salvation, with trembling. And you understand, you come to a place of thinking, yeah, this has to do with me. But is it exactly the picture that God has? No. Let's explore today on God. Let's explore today the attributes of these one now revealed in Christ, so that we can understand what exactly do happen before the change. Okay? And one thing that I want you to understand is that God is holy. Yeah? That's something that we cannot even have an argument with. That God is holy. God is holy. That is something that we cannot even debate on. That is something that we all know. But what is exactly holiness? According to Christ, what is holiness? Holiness is not a stay away. I told you there is a place where we are coming with this. Because most of the preaching that you have heard, it's live and now focus. So it has to do with you. It has to do with you doing a lot of things to stay away. You come across a drunkard. Yes, drinking is not okay. And you introduce him first. For God to accept you, for you to be a son of God, you have to stay away from this. And now, do this. So the first thing you have given to this person is what to do. And then he is like, okay, where I was, there was not a lot of these doings and such kind of. Okay. That is not the case. But what exactly does it mean? Holiness in Christ is come closer. I have accepted you. As the way you are, I have accepted you. Yes, you have been doing yes, peace. Haujakuwa mzuri kabisa. Pia wewe unajijua vizuri, haujakuwa vizuri, na kuna tumabo kidogo kidogo umekuwa ukifanya. Yes. But here Christ tells you, come closer, you're my son. Yes, you have believed in me. And I'm calling you my son. I want you closer. I don't want you to stay away. I want you to stay closer so that you can understand the attributes of God, mostly to do with holiness. That is where I want us to understand. It's not stay away. No. It is come close to me. Okay? And that is an attribute of God that I want us to look on. Holiness. It doesn't have to do with stay away. It is come closer to me. You are my son. You are my son that I love. It doesn't matter what you have been doing. As you have accepted Christ, you have believed in me. Come closer to me. And now from here you start understanding how God is. From the distorted picture, maybe the picture maybe you had there before. You now start getting, oh, God is loving. God is holy. And the way he is, as holy as he is, so I am. Why? He has accepted me. And he's calling me his son. He is calling me. You don't have any sin with you. You are holy as I am. You now start understanding this is the picture of God. That is why I told you, the way you see God, the way you understand God, that is exactly how your life is. And I started with saying, if you have a distorted picture of how God looks like, your life is distorted. Okay, we continue. I told you we are not in hurry in this. We are flowing as slowly as possible. I told you the reason why the bread of life is here is for us to break down to the simplicity of us all understanding. Now, holiness is God's absolute purity plus his absolute desire to draw us into his life. So there is God's absolute purity, and then there is his desire to draw us into his life. Why are we saying this? I told you there is no one who gives his life to Christ. No one. Which life do you have to give to Christ? No one gives his life or her life to Christ. So he is the one who draws us to him. Oh my God. Oh my God, are you getting this? It is him who calls us. It is him who takes us and he says, you are loyal priesthood. You are chosen generation. So who chooses? He is the one who chooses us, not us choosing him. Oh my God. 1 Peter 1:16 says, be holy because I am holy. That is how exactly we look like. Through Jesus, we now have free access to him. Holiness in Christ is not a standard we climb like, oh yeah, I'm doing my very best so that I can reach to the holiness of Christ. It's not a standard. Again, we have been Apostle Samuel Kabiro. There is nothing that we can do. Nothing. There is nothing that we can do. There is nothing that we can do for us to be like that we receive. Oh my goodness. This is life that we do receive. So before you change, remember our topic? Before you change, know this. Before you know how holy he is and how deeply he invites you to despite who you are. It doesn't have to do with anything that you're doing. No. It doesn't have to do with what you have been doing. It doesn't have to do with how your past was. This is an invite, and it is his desire. Let's get this. Let's get this. A blind eye doesn't expose shame. It exposes to him. For example, a bright light. If today this place was it was dark, okay? It was dark. The lights that I'm having in this room were switched off, and it is very dark. So what happens to when the lights, and for example, and then here in front of me there is the camera. So what happens? But was I able to see it? No. What happens to when the light is switched on? Does it come with the camera? No. Or does it come with all the things that are in this room? No. It only exposes. So when the light hits you, it exposes the holiness that in you. Ooh, you didn't get that light. When Christ comes to your life, he exposes the very life of Christ that is in you, the holiness, the righteousness that is in you. So there is nothing that you need to do for you to be holy. So before you change, get that. We all know that God is merciful. God is merciful. God is merciful. That is something that we cannot debate on. We know, and we all in the morning we say that God, you're so merciful that you have given this day to me. You have given me life. Oh yeah, we know that God is merciful. So going back to holiness, if holiness shows his purity, then mercy shows his posture towards the imperfect. How are you? Those who try to be perfect, how are you? That is why I told you this is a topic that will pierce your heart. We're talking, this is a heart to heart. Yeah? This is a heart to heart. Because there is something that I want you to understand. Before you think I'm the person who needs to change myself, this is what I want you to know. So, mercy shows his posture towards the imperfect. So we agree here that there is a point where we are not perfect. Okay? Mercy is God refusing to give us what our failures deserve. Your failures deserve what? Okay. The things you have done deserves what? Okay. In James 2:13 says, his mercies triumph over judgment. So we were to be judged. Of course, we all know. The wages of sin is death. But what happens? We can all answer that question. He rescued us not because of good deeds, but because of his mercy. Okay? So you don't change in order for God to be. Let's agree on that. We may disagree on many others, but then let's at least let's agree on this: that you don't change in order for God to be merciful to do. And I'm doing this. The reason why I'm trying my best to be holy, it's because I want God to be merciful to me. Let's understand this: that you change because He is already. He already is. Here, mercy is the hand that lifts the fallen, not the finger that points at them. Yeah? Mercy is lifting you with all your failures, with all your sins, with all the things you have done, with all the things that I have done as peace. And here mercy comes and lifts you to a place you are righteous, to a place no sin can be accounted that you do have. Oh my God. We understand that God is justice. True? Yeah. God is justice. But what does it exactly mean when we say that God is justice, does it has to do with him being harsh? Has it to do with him always waiting for us to do a thing and then he strikes us? And to a place where we say, from the past to the future. And now this son of mine, I account him with the righteousness and holiness, that there is nothing will be counted that he has ever done. So everything that was lost will be redeemed. You were lost and you got redeemed. Righteousness and justice are very foundation of his throne. He will cause justice to be victorious. That is Matthew 12:20. Now, people change when they see God is fair. God will pay. God will restore. God will defend. Before you change, you must see God is not the oppressor. He is the defender. I want that to sink into you. Why do people change? They see that God is fair. God will repay. God will restore. God will defend. But before that, before you even change, you must see God. He is not an oppressor. He is the defender. Now, God is faithful. Yeah, sure. God is faithful. And that is something that we can always again have an argument about it, that God is faithful. Yeah. The faithfulness of God means God does not change when you change. He remains steady and you are unstable, royal when you waver, committed when you fail. But what does 2 Timothy 2:13 say? Even if we are faithless, he will still be full of faith. Thessalonians 5:24 says, he who calls you is faithful to finish. So before transformation falls, a heart must see that God would give up on you. And we have read these scriptures that God will never forsake you. I don't know how many times you have heard that. But have you understood that what exactly it says? Even when you want to give up on yourself, God will never give up on you. Yeah. We have seen people, and this answers a question when people say, oh, we see this person, he was once a very committed Christian in church. He used to do these things. Look at him now. He's a drunkard. He does all this kind of manner. And is still God with him? Yes, the answer is very right. And with a big yes. That God is still with him. And you know what? God still calls that person my son. How? Yeah. You're asking peace. Do you mean na venye sahi anavuta mavitu? Ya mavitu yawa. Venye he's taking all those kind of things and you're like, is this still a son of God? Yes, he is. Because God will never forsake him. He still calls him his son. Why? Because he's not looking at his behavior. He's looking at the work that Christ did. This person believed in the work that Christ did. He believes in me. I don't want to go to that road because there is a lot of questions that people ask. So even when you want to give on yourself, one thing that God will never do, Yeah. And I remember there is time that this guy came and told me, do you know there is one thing that God cannot do? And I was like, where? What are you saying? God is able to do everything. And he told me, God will never give up on you. God will never forsake you. So it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter where you have been. It doesn't matter the failures. It doesn't matter. Oh yeah. It doesn't matter what you did that you're now maybe in prison. It doesn't matter. And you're asking yourself a lot of questions. Do I still belong to God? You're there, you have committed the biggest sin to people, and you're there. And you're like, is God still my Father? Am I still accepted by God? I want to tell you yes. I want to tell you yes. He still accepts you. You are still his son. You are still his. And the word is telling us very clearly that there is no one who can snatch us from his hand. So, it is not the behavior you're doing. They may be effective to your body, yes. But that doesn't change how God sees you. And how I wish this gospel can be taken to those people who feel like God doesn't need them anymore. Because, okay, I don't want to go there. Okay, because most of us, we have been into places where you just thought of how God will hate you when you were doing these things, and that we have been presented God who is so harsh. It's not very easy for him to forgive. It's not easy for him to accept you. Let me tell you this. You believed in him. You are his son. He loves you. He has not even a single day changed how he sees you. It has taken a lot of preaching that you have had to change the mindset of how you used to see God, because you used to see him as loving. You used to see him like God who cares about you. And now you're there. Each and every day you're asking yourself question, will God accept me again? Yes, you have come to a place where you see, oh yes, I've done a lot of things. I used to serve. I used to preach the gospel, but I've done things. Will God still accept me back? You cry day and night asking yourself, will God accept me? You have that in your heart. In your heart, you can still feel the fire is in you. You want to go back. You want to go back to the place you were. But the fight that you're having is, will God accept me back? I want to tell you, it's not even about even the acceptance, because he have never stopped calling you his son. Yes, it happened. It happened. You did it. Yes. And you really do accept that I did this. But that doesn't change how God sees you. You only need to change your mindset and come back to see God, not with the distorted picture that you have been having of him. Like the things you're going through, you're only seeing this is the reason. The reason why I'm going through this is because of the things that I did. That God is punishing me. No, it's not God punishing you. He's so loving. And I always ask this question, like, if today your son did you wrong, will you take him to the nearby road and then you just want a car to hit him? No, you'll never do that. Now, do you want to tell me that God, because of 1, 2, 3 things you did, he can just like, I leave you to the word things to like rely on something. No, our Father will not do that. So my brother, my sister, it's time to wipe out those tears. It's time to stand again. It's time that you have this understanding that you are still His son. You are still His. You still belong to this kingdom. And as we have been focusing and saying that He knew you before the foundation of this earth, this universe. He knew you. He knew you. You're not a stranger to Him. There is one thing that keeps me moving. Always waking up and just knowing that God is so much detailed about me. Christ in you, the hope of glory. I know, always, because the spirit is never corrupted. It's only the minds. You've been always healing from your inner self. The spirit telling you, you are still His son. But your mind tells you otherwise. No, you have done this and you have done that. But the spirit keeps on telling you, you are still my son. You are still my son. You still belong to me. Accept that and walk with that. Because that is the reality. That is the reality that you need to walk with. And I can tell you and I assure you, you're not supposed to condemn yourself. You're not supposed to blame yourself. You're blameless. Stand and accept the reality that is already in the Spirit. Listen to the Spirit. Listen to the Spirit. Yield yourself. Accept the inner voice that is telling you that you are still my son. I do still care about you. I still do love you. You're still at the right hand. You are still sitting at the heavenly places. You are blameless. No one, no voice should condemn you. Accept to that reality. Yeah, I know. You're looking at life and you're like, the things I've done. The very many people who are always pointing a finger at me and telling me, oh yeah, you did this. Telling you, yeah, no one who can accept you. Telling you, yeah, God cannot accept you. Telling you, yeah, and now you have given yourself unto those voices and you're breaking down. You're breaking down. You're crying day and night. Remember, you are still His. We come to the end of this wonderful topic. Before you change, I want you to know that you still belongs to Him. We'll have a part 2 of this because it looks like I just did a half of my topics. Oh my God. Wow. Glory to God. We'll have part 2 of that. So stay here maybe tomorrow or maybe one of these fine days. But I want you to walk with that understanding and reality that you're still His son. It doesn't have to do, it's not your effort to change. It's not your effort. Stop doing a lot of things. Stop sweating, stop giving, stop crying, shouting, telling God, God, change me. It's not your effort. It's not. It has nothing to do with your effort, because again, you can do nothing. It is the finished work. It is through Christ who is in you. Just let God work on your case. And by the way, I want you to understand, he did this many years ago. So it's not something that he's working on. No, you only need to believe that if it's about my sins, God is not coming to work on them. He did that. If it's about my wholeness, God worked on that. I only need to understand and walk with that reality. You are blessed, and that cannot be otherwise. Okay? I told you this was a heart to heart, and I believe you have gotten yourself something. And yeah. Yeah, I know you have gotten yourself something. Let me see who we had here as we come to the end. And there is something that I want you to do, by the way. When you come across BDM TV, I want you to do this one thing. That just on the comment section or on the number that is just going below your screen, I just want you to text on WhatsApp through that number and tell us what have you learned from January until now. What have you learned from Blossom or from Bread of Life, from Acts 29, from Cocktail Gospel Show, Gen Z Connect, and Address Plays, Happy Sabbath, worship experiences. What have you learned? What is your experience on all those shows as we come to the end of this year? I want you to just take that number. It's Blossom Diaspora Media number. Just text on WhatsApp and let us know. What have you learned? What have you learned so far? Which truth has been brought to you and you were like, oh my God, I didn't do that? Feel free to text us. Let me go to your comment section, and I can see Moses Karaja here. Githiga, that is at Barista Hub. Yeah, to be tuning in at Blossom Diaspora Media TV, and let also your students learn something from this. And also, if you want to join that place, yeah, it's Barista Hub. Yeah, thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. I'm still waiting for that photo. Make sure that you sent it to me. Even if you'll tune after this, maybe you're having classes right now, even if you'll tune after this because it's live on YouTube, yeah, thank you. I really do appreciate. Yeah, have yourself a beautiful day. You're blessed, and it can't be otherwise. You can do nothing. It's not your effort. It's the work that was done through Christ Jesus that makes us righteous, that makes us holy. It's not your deeds. Now, have yourself a blessed day. Moses Karanja, tunasema na mimi. Oh, okay. Pole, guy. Pole, Moses Karanja. I also want to celebrate you today. You have been that an icon fan, an icon follower, a top fan to all our shows, and you usually comment all the shows. My goodness. And even to the days we were going out, you usually used to be there. Manze, we salute you as Blossom Diaspora Media TV. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And you're blessed. Man, it is not, I know, it really takes a lot of love to make sure that you're tuned in the morning, tuned in the afternoon, tuned each and every time, and you're dropping those comments without even getting tired. Brother, we salute you. Brother, we celebrate you. Yeah. Goodbye. Who else have I not celebrated? I'll be celebrating each and every person a day. Yeah, so keep on dropping those comments if you want me to celebrate you. And we celebrate all our followers, all our fans. We really do celebrate you. You're the people who usually make us that we not get tired, that we are here live. Yeah, we celebrate you. We celebrate you. Kama ningekuwa na kofia, ningewatolea. Yes, coming to you. Up next is the Cocktail Gospel Show. That is exactly 1 p.m. East Africa time. And who is your host? It is Lucy the Brand. And I want you to celebrate. I want to celebrate you also. Thank you so much that you always drop the points on the comment section. Yeah. Salute. Bye-bye.
Blossom Diaspora Media.